Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for a Real Housewives of Potomac review. Just want to come in real quick and talk about this episode. This episode is called Sip and See. We're in season 5, and this is actually the third installment of this season. I'm a little put off by how things are being done. There's so much conversation about the show out there on social media, and seems like everybody's doing a podcast, a live on Instagram or Twitch or whatever, and discussing it. It's kind of hard to avoid conversation about it, and I'm starting to get this really weird feeling about the show. Now, we actually don't know the ladies of Potomac what their salaries are. We do know Beverly Hills and things like that, but for whatever reason, they've got the ladies of Potomac's, net worth, but they don't have the salaries that they're being paid for the show. If you guys have seen it out there somewhere, tell me where you've seen it. Put it down below. Hit me up in the email. I'd actually like to see it. But I did find some information about their net worth, and the earliest that I found was for all the other ladies 2019. Wendy Osifo, I did find some information about what her net worth is as of 2020, February 2020. So I know y'all are going to be kind of aghast. I just want us to talk about what these ladies are worth. I really want us to talk about what the ladies were getting paid for the type of things that they was doing out here, right? But I couldn't find that what they were getting paid for being on the show, so we just gonna talk from the perspective of what their net worth is. And notice the quote fingers, net worth, right? So this episode kind of opens where it left off, which was at this dinner, which was supposed to be celebrating, I guess, Ashley and getting her out of the house. It was kind of a cockapoo reason for having a dinner, but okay, fine. This is the beginning of the season, and this is sort of the second gathering, but it's the first gathering with all of the ladies together. The first gathering was Candiace's anniversary party. Um, so yeah, and it was a cockapoo reason, but they got to get together. Let's just put it out there. It's supposed to be reality TV, but at the same time, there's orchestration that's going on. I won't say it's scripted, but there's orchestration going on, and a smart cast will work together to create drama and to keep buzz going, but it won't necessarily be to the detriment of the cast members. You don't see this, in my opinion, in the part of the franchise that is African Americans. You don't see it. It just, there's this sort of cutthroat level type situation that goes on where every man's kind of for themselves. In the Real Housewives of Potomac, we see this kind of hierarchy with the ladies where Karen is supposed to be the supreme grand dame on top. But honestly, I think Giselle is the grand dame. She's the only one that is beyond reproach in terms of her relationship, in terms of what she's got going on with this Everhue beauty line that no one can find anymore. And website is defunct. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be back up now, but last time I checked, it wasn't. So, but again, she's the only one that doesn't really have to talk about what's really happening with her. She'll sprinkle it. It's all on her terms, but she really doesn't. Now, Karen, we see this episode. She's riding really, really hard for Candiace. You know, she considers Candiace like her daughter, and she's the Robin to Candiace and Monique. So she hit them out. Last couple of seasons, she really has kind of sort of taken Candiace up under her wing. So I would say that Candiace, um, she may favor her a little bit more because she feels like she needs more nurturing. But basically, she is like Robin is to Giselle. She's the sounding board. She covers their bouteilles. She doesn't, um, drag them with the other ladies, and she takes up for them, right? And so this is the same thing that Robin does for Giselle. So that's really Karen this whole episode. She sort of speaks up for Candiace at the dinner when she says, we're trying to have a lovely dinner, and you can't make her apologize if she's not ready to apologize. It's kind of a neutral conversation, right? And then later on at the sip and see for Ashley's little baby, we see where she comes in. I actually like that hair that Karen wore to the sip and see. I like that sort of curly, wavy type look on her. I guess it can't be curly and wavy, but it was like a water wave. And she once again kind of took up for Candiace when Candiace stormed out. She said, "Let her be, let her go," and later on when Sharice was trying to get something going with, or was it Giselle trying to get something going about Monique, and Monique got up and left. That's what it was. They was trying to get Sharice and Monique to talk, and Monique was like, "I'm not having it," and then she got up and walked out, and they were like, "Where's she going? Well, why is she leaving?" And can't you do you know what's going on, Karen? And Karen was like, well, she said she had a podcast. They was like, come on, Karen, you know more. You know more than that. But she was just like, let me go get me some vittles. So this is the role that she's playing. Now, it says that Karen's net worth is $10 million. And that Ray's net worth is $40 million. Now he owed 1.5 million or $15 million in back taxes, something like that. And they sold that house that they were living in when the show first came on for I think about $1,000,001 less than what it was worth. The asking was like 2.5, and they sold it for 1.6 something like that. Anyway, she's calmed down a lot, and I mean, she took one for the team with the whole taxes situation. That information was out there. She put it on the show, and again, we don't know what they make for the season. We're just talking about what they say their net worth is. All right. Then let's talk about Ashley. Ashley is still fretting about her baby. Her and Michael are supposed to be having issues where he's so upset to the point of tears that they can't have coitus. That little baby, I figured it out with that chin. That little baby of hers remind me of, y'all remember the little old man that used to dance for Six Flags commercial? He looked like he was just like a crickety old man, and then when the music started, he would just be getting it, dancing. That's what that little baby remind me of. Anyway, Ashley is supposed to be worth Ashley's supposed to be worth $5 million, and apparently she had some stake in that restaurant Oz, which is now closed. I guess they sold it. I don't know. And then Michael's supposed to be worth an estimated $20 million. So that's what they say. Okay. And she is giving us Eva. Y'all remember Eva? For the whole reunion, Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, was giving us face. What? This is what this what Ashley doing. Ashley is kind of on light duty. She's not full on. They're trying to make it seem like now she's a mom and she's all calm now and she's not gonna get into all of that. She got a broom. She got a broom and she's sweeping around everybody's front door but her own. You know, she got a lot of dust, kicking a lot of dust up in the air. Let it fall where it may. It is what it is. Uh, I don't understand why you would have Candiace to your house and holding your baby if you haven't resolved what was going on. You know what I mean? It's one thing to see somebody out and you give them like a light fake hug because they didn't came in and you don't want to just be completely obnoxious and cause a scene. Although I have a problem with hugging people I'm not really cool with, but I could see it more than you having someone to your home and then you let that person hold your baby and y'all haven't talked about the fact that she called you a cockroach and all of this other stuff. I mean, it was horrible, some of the stuff she called her. And I'm not saying Ashley didn't deserve it because she was giving as good as she got, but still, you ain't finna be in my house if I got beef with you. And that's just what it is. But that's what made me want to figure out how much they made per episode or per season, because I'm like, how much they paying these ladies, man? Like, it's some stuff I would be done forgot. I would forgot. Like, it would be a knee jerk reaction. But yeah. So, like I said, Candiace had an issue with how they brought everything out. She felt like she was ambushed at the Ashley dinner, and then we see them go out, and we see where they're not on camera, but their mics are still hot. And Candiace was confronting Monique about inviting her there and not telling her that it was an ambush. And Monique was like, I had to do it. When she said she had to do it, she's talking about the producers. She's talking about, if you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you see where Denise Richards and Garcelle Bouvet get up from the table. Garcelle gets up first in this last episode, and then Denise. And you see the producers go after them and tell them, you need to come back in and you need to finish this scene, right? If you're constantly walking out of scenes, that's kind of like breaking the contract. And also, they do, like I said, things are orchestrated. I'm sure you've heard either from Beautiful Soul or let's see, TV does Hermit TV Junkie does Real Housewives of Potomac, Sherelle's World, how Alexander Rogers, C. Diggy One. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about what is going on online, like what's happening. And apparently there was this whole dinner where there was this plot dinner. I'm not gonna get into it deep, but there was a plot dinner that happened where all of the ladies except Ashley and Karen had come together with Charisse to plot on Monique. And she says out of her own mouth, Monique does, that there was some producers there. There was a couple of producers. They went out like after Andy's baby shower, and it was a couple of producers with them. And there was this plot being had, and it was all this conversation about what Candiace said and what Giselle was doing and what Charisse was doing, but nobody was saying what the producers was doing. While y'all doing this plot, what are the producers doing? They got to be writing it all down. They got to be, helping to facilitate it, right? Am I the only one asking these questions? I don't know. Or, scabs, right? That's what she meant by I had to. And then, Candiace is like, oh, she's a flip-flopper. Let me say this. If you are bringing someone somewhere to put them in a position where their back is against the wall, you get what you get. So Robin got to shut the F up and F all of y'all. This how she came out the box. Will you put somebody back against the wall? I feel like if Ashley knew what was gonna happen, then they should have gave Candiace the same courtesy. By the same token, it's clear that you know what is going on between Sharice and Monique Candiace. So why wouldn't you tell her that Sharice is gonna be at your um, anniversary party? I mean, at the very least, she probably would have brought Chris, who wants to cuss Sharice out for some of the stuff she's doing. And right is right, fair is fair, right? So if this is your expectation, Candiace, then it should also have been what you were giving, in my opinion. I agree with Karen. You can't make people apologize. Do not try to force me to do something I'm not ready to do for whatever reason why I'm not ready to do it. Or you just gonna get the one of the nastiest sides of me. And that's just what it is. So and at that moment everybody can get it. Wendy Osifo, we got to see Wendy in her home with her husband who's a lawyer. She talks about all these degrees that she has, and her kids are, she's got a new baby. Her kids are very, very rambunctious, which it brings my anxiety up, just for the kids to be like kicking and tussling around. Like I, I'm not like a kids party person. Like if your kids are older and they go into their room or they going to play the game or something like that, I'm your girl. Invite me. But if you got little ones like kicking and wrestling and jumping in each other's chest and stuff, please don't invite me. Her mama comes over to teach them. They're from Nigeria. Her and her husband are from the same tribe, Igbo, and I think that's the tribe name. But anyway, that is definitely the language that her mother comes over to teach her sons. Basically they're learning how to count in Igbo. Kids seem pretty smart. That makeup on her mom's face was weird, and I see it a lot. Where you don't know if they've got on like a lighter foundation. Listen, you cannot cover up this melanin. The melanin just comes through. Even when you see people that bleach their skin, and I don't know whether she bleaching her skin or she just not sure what shade of foundation she take. However, she seemed lighter in the chest though, but her face was markedly lighter. So that's what led me to the conversation about skin lightening. That melanin is still trying to poke through. You can tell the difference between a true person that is naturally lighter skin and a person that tried to bleach off the darkness. That darkness is still present. That dark melanated beautiful loveliness is going to emanate. Okay. uh it was weird. She seemed like a nice lady, but it was weird. So that's Wendy. We're told that Wendy's net worth is $1.5 million. Now, her husband is a lawyer and she is a CNN commentator, and all of these masters, right? And PhD and all of that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and talk really quickly about Giselle and this Jamal Bryant situation. And then we're going to go to the sip and see. And then we're going to be out of here. That situation to me is the weirdest. First of all, I truly believe that she and Jamal have come to an agreement that they're going to work this storyline. And her part of the commitment is that things may be referenced, but she will not allow them to drag him full on the show, right? While they are filming. She can't do nothing about their lives, and when I say their lives, they're coming on social media and that type of stuff and having these interviews and talking about it. She can't do anything about that, but on the show, filming wise, it is understood that you do not drag Jamal Bryant. I think that was probably one of the things that was contingent with him coming on to the show. I think it makes him look good in terms of who he's supposed to be as a leader in this church. I said it before when we found out that Jamal was coming to New Birth, that there is an expectation in the South. It's different from being in the North. There is a certain expectation in the South. And I think he's trying to fulfill that expectation through Giselle. I think they both know that there's nothing there, and it's an opportunity. And Jamal has always been about opportunity. Okay. But in that car, when she says, "Have we ever had a birthday with daddy before?" And the girls is just like, first of all, Grace is just looking out the window like, "Please don't call my name again. Why do you keep trying to involve me?" Now, the deal that Giselle has with Jamal, I don't think the kids are in on, obviously. You can't really bring kids in on stuff like that because they'll tell it every time. But she's sort of kind of dragging them in and hoping they'll go along with it. And Grace don't want to talk about it. Have we ever had a birthday with daddy before? Every year, daddy gets us together to do something with you for your birthday. I was just like, what? Why would she ask that? Why would she ask that? I just don't get it. Like, you didn't think your kids was gonna forget. They all was like simultaneously every year. This is what we do. Like, quit playing. Quit acting brand new, mama. And then they get out there and they get on the boat, and he pulls the seat out and she sits down. "Thank you, sir. Thank you." That's what she say. "Thank you, sir." Now most people say "thank you, baby," or "thanks, babe." There's no affection between the two of them at all. And right before this, Robin goes over to her house. Now, this is what I was going to say about Robin. Robin and Giselle support each other's storyline. They fertilize the weeds that is their storyline. So Giselle and Robin sort of water each other's storyline. They keep each other's storyline alive. Like, none of the other ladies ever ask about Juan. None of the other ladies ever ask about what Robin's working on, how her week was, or any of that. The only time we get conversation about Robin is when Giselle brings it up. And likewise, the only person that really is allowed to full on talk about the Jamal Bryant situation with Giselle is Robin. None of the other ladies are allowed to do it. Not even Karen, right? And so when she said he coming down to celebrate her birthday, Giselle said he coming down to celebrate her birthday. Robin said, "Well, is he staying with you?" And she was like, "Oh, that's a good question." Well, she can't really talk about that. She can't talk about that because he's a whole pastor. It doesn't matter that she was married to him for 10 years. It doesn't matter that they have children together. It is the perception. It is the look of it, okay? And not saying he didn't spend the night there. All I'm saying is she ain't finna say it on camera. It is understood. You're not finna besmirchify Jamal Bryant's name. And everybody says you got to be careful with Jamal Bryant because he will sue. I believe it. I've seen it. I've seen it time and time again, right? So, Giselle's net worth is supposed to be $4 million, and this is because of Everhue. That house that she bought, I think she bought it for $900,000. It's worth 1.6 now. But because of Everhue Beauty, like I said, which we cannot even find it in the stores, it's supposed to be worth $4.4 million. I'm just telling you what they say. And when they get on this boat, which is she's supposed to be having a birthday dinner on the boat with the girls and their daddy. Why can't we see? And the season not over. We just 3 episodes in, but why can't we see you having dinner with Jamal by yourself? Why can't we see what that conversation is like? Why can't we see how y'all interact? Because y'all have the driest interaction. I mean, he's basically bouncing, one word, one sentence, retorts off of you, and then Giselle's doing all the dancing around. You know what I'm saying? He do a sprinkle, and she a waterfall. Oh, you think I can't be happy without you, and all of this stuff. He's not professing. He is not. I'm so glad to see you. It's so wonderful to see you every time I leave. I can't wait to get back. It's none of that. It's none of this. It's none of this. Anyway, while the girls are there, he tells them that he bought them a restaurant. And they show pictures of the restaurant. I could walk If I had a mind to, I could walk from my house to that restaurant if I had a mind to. Okay, it's that close. And I used to go every Friday because they was having Friday night, band playing, and we used to go for half an hour, and then we would eat and go and sit out in the parking lot and listen to the band play because the band would play on the patio. It was all very, very lovely. That was back when it was good, good. And then the restaurant, the manager of the restaurant, who was manager for many, many years, he left, and it just went downhill. Well, they bought the restaurant at a time where it had been closed by the city, the health department, because it had a score of 21. Now, before they got this score of 21, while it was still under the good management, the last time I ate there was with Beautiful Soul. Fun fact, a little trivia, right? Nice restaurant, good food. We had a good time there. Great drinks. They used to have a prickly pear margarita, baby. When I tell you that joker was so cool, smooth. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anywho, um, he tells them that he done bought this restaurant for them, right? Now, when I read about the restaurant being sold, I read it said that Giselle had bought the restaurant for her daughters, right? Now we see on the show, he's saying he purchased the restaurant for the daughters, okay? The restaurant, if I'm not mistaken, didn't get off the ground good. Like it wasn't, if it was open, it wasn't open no time. But I know now for sure that it is under. It has gone under. It is a closed restaurant. There's nothing there now. The building is there, okay, but they ain't serving nothing inside of it, and it closed before COVID. So COVID didn't close that restaurant. Anyway, um, yeah. So, it's a weird situation. It's odd because they're dragging their kids along with it. He wants the kids to be in the scenes that he's in because if he's here for anything, he's here for that, right? He's not here for Giselle like that. I just don't believe it. I think they have a friendship, they have an understanding. I think whatever feelings he had for her in terms of romanticism, he worked through a long time ago, which is why he probably started cheating. Pretty girls get cheated on too, especially when your inside is nasty. What I want to talk, who I want to talk to, I want to talk to people that was. I said this last year. Who will come forth and tell us what kind of first lady she was, because she keeps so much mess up on this show, and she's so shameless about how she does it. I know she was a piece of work as a first lady. I know she was a real piece of work. But she got the right city now. She needs to stay in Potomac because these ladies here, I'ma tell you, the South is a whole nother animal. Y'all think the North got a way about them? Mama tell you, these ladies in the South, you better watch yourself, sis. Robin, by the way, is supposed to have a net worth of $3 million. Juan supposedly made $6 million gross throughout his career as a basketball player, which is really not a lot. It's really not a lot compared to today's standards. I mean, I don't really know a lot about basketball. I don't really know a lot about him as a basketball player, but they didn't say how she garnered this 3 million. 3 million might be what's left. I don't know. But how they're figuring that Robin has a net worth of $3 million, and they living in a starter home, like a single family townhome. No, I just don't see it, right? But yeah. So then we fast forward through everything, and we get down to this sip and see, which, like I said, it's more cockapoo. Like, it's just another reason for the ladies all to get together. Ashley can have a party, and Bravo pays for the food, right? And she have it in her condo. She got her family there, her mama and her mama side of the family. And then I don't see who's there for Michael, but okay, this really Ashley party and little baby Dean. All the ladies come and they gather around, kind of like they always do in every Real Housewife franchise, where they gather like in a crescent shape. And Candiace comes in and she has a gift for Ashley for little baby Dean. It's awkward, and uh, the ladies are talking about it. Monique, this is the thing. This is my issue with Monique, and everybody knows I'm Team Monique. I really like Monique. I think she's. People think Giselle is the most beautiful. I think Monique is the most beautiful of all the ladies. I'm sorry, Monique is beautiful, and she bad. She bad. Them confessional looks. Oh yes, the girl is bad. Right? Looks good. Always pulled together. Right? Um, and she wants to talk about Candiace with the ladies, so she's kind of keeping it going, you know what I'm saying? Like she kind of has to, because this is a part of her storyline, but it's just awkward and weird. Like everybody's just listening to her go on and on about how Candiace is not the friend she thought she was. This is conversation you need to be having with Candiace, right? At that same moment, Candiace at the door, and you see Ashley shaking her head like, cut, cut, cut. This is the person y'all talking about at the door. Now, Giselle did participate a little bit in it, but that's what Giselle does. She stirs the cockapoo-poo. So she comes in, she has a gift for Ashley, and she sits down, and Ashley proceeds to tell her, this is Ashley now. This is what Ashley is known for. That the ladies have been talking about her and talking about how her back, and they feel like she don't take accountability. I mean, the girl hadn't even sat down good. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, well, I didn't even let you see the baby, let you hold the baby. She didn't come there to see that baby. She did not come there to see that baby. She came there to film. And when you gave her that baby, she knew how to hold the baby, but it was still an awkward moment. The baby threw up right away. I was like, if that ain't a sign of pure evil. That baby threw up immediately. So Ashley gets the baby, and then Sharice come in. I was like, they show all these pictures where Sharice and Ashley's supposed to be real good friends. And Sharice come in. I was like, why y'all keep filming with this chick? Why are y'all sharing parts of y'all salary with this chick? I noticed she is, I think, supposed to be executive producer, and then she's kind of started the franchise, I guess, or brought all these ladies together so the franchise can begin. I don't know, but when she walk in the room, it's like a cold wind. She has zero facial expression, and she always look like she's there with bad news. You know what I'm saying? Like always. Sharice is like the bully that wait on you at the school bus. Like you done made it through the halls, you done got your stuff out your locker, and you coming down the hall and you out the door, and all you got to do is take these next few steps and get on the school bus. And when you look up, you realize she's standing there waiting to knock you in your face. And listen, she is like the bully that waits for you at the school bus and fights you in the quad. I can't stand her. And she just is so joyless. She's just a sullen character. And she sits next to Giselle, and listen, Giselle is playing the part. I can tell she was in church for a minute with Jamal, because Giselle is one of the fakest people. Smile and tell a little joke and play around. She love to play around, and all the while she plotting against you. It's an aggressive place for a person to be, to have this many people that you can't trust. And Wendy brings it up. Wendy says, when they start talking about Candiace, and Monique cannot be quiet. Monique keeps interrupting, and I was like, Monique, the time to have what you need to say is when you talk. Why would you have Karen to your house, and you gonna talk to Karen about Candiace? Why you ain't just have Candiace to your house and talk to Candiace right there at your home with the cameras there? Why have Karen, or why invite Karen and Candiace? And it's a weird setup. It's a weird setup. But Monique has got a lot to interjection to say. Now we find out during she does this live and she talks about this plot against her and all of this stuff. We find out it's been going on since last year. So maybe she had all this built up animosity. But you're a businesswoman and you're supposed to be able to handle yourself a little bit better than that. Like, be smarter than that. Because the whole time Monique and Candiace was going back and forth, the two-headed green-eyed monster and their symbiote, which was Sharice, was just sitting there like, I was just like, come on, Monique, you gotta be smarter than this. You gotta be smarter than this. Don't let these girls pull you out like this. And Wendy was coming against Monique because all she can see is that Monique is attacking Candiace, and Candiace is playing it out like, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. I feel like, Monique, you're a flip flopper. I don't feel comfortable in this way. And Monique is kind of seething, but she being, nice, nasty. Oh, I'm a flip flopper. No, you're a flip flopper. And then, she kept telling Wendy, Monique, that I was a loyal friend. I was a loyal friend. But it comes off as combative. It comes off as aggressive, right? That's all Wendy can see. Remember now, she got a master's, and a PhD. So she judging you from the gate, sis. It was not a good look, in my opinion, for Monique. And so, like I said, Candiace gets up and she leaves out. She don't want to discuss it. She says that she didn't want to. She tells Ashley. Ashley was like, she left. She really, really left. It was like, yeah. So she put a plate down and run out there, and now they sitting outside and they supposed to be talking about. Candiace doesn't really cry. Y'all know that. She just takes a paper and she folds it up and puts it right in the corner of her eye. She's not really crying. She's just misting up. And Ashley was like, well, why are we here? Why don't we just talk about what was going on between us? And Candiace say, well, I feel like we both got some stuff we need to apologize for, but I don't want to talk about it right now. So we still not finna talk about the ugly stuff that you said. Meanwhile, Giselle is upstairs and she was like, oh, okay, so we can't get nothing going on between Monique and Candiace. Let's see what we can get going on between Monique and Sharice. They try to get her. Sharice was like, I don't know what her problem is with me. Monique was like, I got some other stuff to do. And she got up and she walked off. And Sharice was like, well, she had so much to say to Candiace, but she don't have nothing to say to me. That's when I would have turned around and bopped her and just fought her right there on that couch. You slick at the mouth and you ain't even a cast member of this show. That's what you're not finna do. You're not finna come in here and commandeer anything. I don't care for her being on the show. I don't care for her being this silent entity in the background that's keeping stuff going, but we not really gonna address it full on. I don't care for that, and I don't like it. I don't like how things are being orchestrated. I don't care for it at all, because it's not the ladies working together to move as one. There's still going to be dissension, but if it's going to be orchestrated, it should be orchestrated by the ladies. They should all be working together to get paid and to entertain us. It shouldn't be the producers. It shouldn't be the producers and then these outside entities that's coming in and now they squabbling over it. When Monique was talking to Candiace, wasn't really nobody jumping in except Wendy. They was just watching it all go down. We get so little conversation from Robin in a season. For the most part, we get to see her picking up her house. Her kids are tearing it up as she pick it up. Okay, we don't get to hear a lot of conversation from her at all. As far as I'm concerned, she can go. She can go. Okay. But that was pretty much the episode. You guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. I don't know. It's just something about how ugly this season already is, and it's just episode 3. It's something that about that Giselle Bryant and Giselle and Jamal Bryant situation. It seems like a complete and utter waste of my time, period, because we all know what it is. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Put it down below. And again, I am Team Monique, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I holla.